Give it up for our speakers right there. Awesome. All right, so I'm not going to speak long. Can you guys give me like 10 minutes? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 minutes? All right, cool. All right, so second grade was a great year for me. There was a lot of things that happened in second grade. I got into my first like big fight, and some of my youth group know about that. I'm not going to retell that story. I was at a pretty new school, and started learning how to play soccer, which is my favorite sport. All my soccer players out there represent. Awesome. And so there was this one time, we were going on a field trip to the zoo. Love the zoo, great animals and everything. And we were playing around at the zoo, acting like guys. My teacher at this point, my teacher hated me, really. No, I'm not lying. She actually hated me. And so she just, I don't think she just got guys. So we were just playing around, being like boys. And all of a sudden, we were playing around where like the hippos or whatever were. And all of a sudden, like my shoe goes off. And it goes flying through the air, like epically soaring through the air. And it hits this hippo in the head. And my teacher, like, she spies it like Hawkeye. And she's just like, Ari, I saw you did that. You are going to miss the field trip. You're going to sit on the bus the entire day. And I just remember that. I was just like, what? Like, as a second grade kid, I mean, you want to see the animals and everything, and to hear that, plus she already hated me. And so I just started walking back to the bus, sad. And then all of a sudden in the background, I hear, no! And I turn around, and there's this kid, Willie, who I really didn't know very well, but he had taken his shoe off, right? And he had chucked it, and it hit the hippo too. And the teacher looked at her and was like, you're going to the bus too. She really didn't sound like that, but you're going to the bus too. And so Willie comes and he walks beside me. And I was like, dude, why'd you do that? And he said, well, I didn't want you to be alone. I was like, wow, that's awesome. And now, before you wonder, like, what does that have to do with the Good Samaritan at all? I want to get you guys to think about the Good Samaritan in a different way. Okay, so I'm going to retell the story and then tell you it so you can really get some key points. So first of all, this guy, religious leader, everything is in the crowd listening to Jesus, and he goes, so Jesus, what do I do to get eternal life? And Jesus goes, listen, I know you know what the law says. The guy says, yeah, love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, your soul, your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. And Jesus says, well, there you go. And the guy says, but who's my neighbor? All right, so go ahead and just ask that question for me. Okay, so we get that in our heads, right? Who's my neighbor?
Who's my neighbor?
One more time so we get everybody. Who's my neighbor?
Who's my neighbor?
So that's what he asks. And Jesus answers with this story. He says, all right, so there's a guy, a Samaritan, right? He's going down the road, okay? And he is going down the road, and he sees this guy lying on the ground, okay? The guy lying on the ground, he's been beaten, he's been robbed, all right? And already he's had a few visitors. He had this guy who was a Levite walking down, doing his thing, and he walks and he sees the guy on the ground. He's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm passing by. So he passes by. The next guy that comes is a priest, and the priest does the same thing. Now, and I'm going to stop right there because you have the Levite and the priest, who are these high religious dudes, all right? They are the epitome of Christianity, if we could put it that way. And it's us. You know? You've got the people that are supposed to be saying, hey, let me stop and help you, saying, you know what? Forget about this. I got better things to do. Someone else will take care of that. And then you get the Samaritan who's been traveling, and he sees this guy, and he realizes this is an Israelite. And back that time, the Israelites and Samaritans didn't really see eye to eye. They weren't really close. And the Samaritan sees him, and it says in the Bible that he had pity on him, and he picked up the guy, put him on his donkey, all right, which, I don't know how heavy the guy was, but that's still got to be a pretty big task. And he leads the donkey, and he takes him to an inn. Make sure the guy is set and straight and is chilling in his room, and he says, listen, innkeeper, I'm going to give you the money to take care of this guy, and when I come back, if you need more money or if you need anything, I'll take care of it. And then Jesus goes, listen, so tell me, who was the neighbor of the three? And the guy goes, well, it was the Samaritan, obviously. And Jesus says, go, do the same. And the thing that always gets me is that Jesus never really answered his question the way he wanted to. Because the guy asked, who's my neighbor? And Jesus says, be the neighbor. He didn't say, well, okay, this person right here is who you should be nice to, and this person right here is the one you're supposed to help, or this person right... He says, you know what? It doesn't matter who it is. You be the neighbor. And we go back to where it says, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. The love that we see a lot of times, the love that we think about really isn't the love God's talking about there. God's talking about a deeper love. You know, when the Bible describes love, it describes it as love is patient and kind and forgives when others make mistakes and does not hold grudges. And at the last part it says love never fails. And as Christians, as people, we fail a lot of times. I know that I have failed many times. And I know if you have failed many times. But God says, listen, strive to reach beyond what you see out there, what people tell you. Be the neighbor. Be love. And so that's something that I've been learning more and more. And when a few years ago I started teaching family life classes, and I know some of you guys have been in those family life classes where it's just like, these are topics I don't want to talk about, especially to an adult in front of everybody. And so I started teaching those classes. And I remember that I had one school where these kids, I mean, they were just acting up all the time and everything. I really didn't, I'm not going to say I didn't like these kids, because I did like them a little bit. And but I just didn't think they were getting it. And so it was Christmas, and I was sitting at home, and I was on Facebook, and it was actually Christmas Eve, and I get a text from one of the girls. And she starts texting me, and I'm thinking, it's Christmas, I'm really tired, it's at night, I just want to, do my own thing. But I started talking to her, and she was talking about a relationship that she was having and she was struggling with. And she says, listen, I don't know who else to talk to about this. And so I started talking with her, and then as she's talking with me, you know how Facebook, when you're on Facebook, it's like 50 million people start talking to you at once? Well, this one other kid from the class starts talking to me. He's like, listen, my parents are going through a divorce. They just told me tonight, Christmas Eve. And something in my mind was saying, you know what, I know this is supposed to be my time and chilling with family and talking and everything, but I just need to be there for these people. I need to see them as my neighbor. And though I want to selfishly go about my business and be like the Levite and the priest and go on the other side of the road, I need to be the Samaritan and help them as much as I possibly can. And so I spent hours talking with them, and I don't know necessarily what happened after that. But I know that God just said, be there. And for my youth group knows this, and some of you guys know this, I write my own music, and I love writing music. And at that moment, God was just giving me a song, and I wanted to share with you the lyrics to that song. And hopefully you get the idea that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whether you're on Facebook, whether you are in the hallway at school, whether you are with family, whether you're in a restaurant with friends, whatever, God's going to give you opportunities not just to say, who is my neighbor, but it's to say, listen, I can be the neighbor to anyone around me. People I don't like, I do like, people I don't know, whether it's with tops and you're in the homeless community and you're saying, I don't know what to do. God says, be a neighbor. Whether it's handing out food, whether it's talking, whether it's praying, whatever it is, be the neighbor. So here's the lyrics to the song. Okay? It's called Bring a Light. And it goes, I sit here looking at the names that flash on my screen, looking at the same words with very different meanings, looking at the first box. Girl asks me, how was my day? Very vague answer I give, her letter is K. Ask her how she was, her status was crappy day, HMU. She told me that she was crying, feeling like she's confused, feeling like she's been used by the boy she's been dating. He's been cheating on her, but he says his love's still waiting. Second box, the boy is asking if I have advice about a parent's divorcing. He got the news tonight and wants to know, what is he to do? When he tries to talk, there's yelling, and he's trying to get through. And on the feed, that couple's done, a relationship's begun. She's posting a pic, showing her body as if for fun, and no one sees the note posted by the boy that's gay, saying he wants to off himself because there is no other way. And I stand watching people go about their day. You won't hear them say it, but you can see their pain. You can see it in his eyes, cap slid over them, dirty old jacket, stink reeks from him. And her, she's got the picture-perfect life, with a bottle of pills to help her get with the life. And she should only take 2 every hour, but it ain't doing it. She upped the dose to 4, still ain't doing it. And she holds her tears back because her dad's in the hospital, but he'll make it through. Unlike his dad, they just had a funeral for him, but nobody even showed. I looked for the light in his eyes, but nothing even glowed. Little girl, big world, small coat, cold winter night, walks down the street with mom, clutch a couple dollars tight. Sees a man clinging to his hat like it's all he has. Looks at him, and with a smile, drops the money in his lap. And he looks at her, question in his eyes, why, little girl? She answers back, I want to be Jesus to your whole world. Who do we see every day that we may ignore? Maybe it's the homeless man, maybe it's just the whore, maybe it's the status on your Facebook feed. If we open up our eyes, maybe we'll see a need, maybe we'll meet a need, maybe we'll be a light. Maybe we'll set them free. Maybe we'll make it right. Maybe we can fight the fight that no one else can win. Maybe we can be the hero no one else could have been. You and I can make a difference if we only take the time. Step 1, see the need. Step 2, let it shine. And that's what it's about. It's about us saying, I will be that neighbor. I will be that light. I will take every opportunity that's given to me, whether it's with Tops, whether it's with your friends, whatever it be. And I'm going to be that neighbor. Let's pray.